Morning, you guys. I am really ticked off right now, and I just decided to just come on camera and just speak on it while it's on my mind. Because I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a video on it. You know what, I'm going to do it right now. I am so ticked. So I'm sitting here scrolling. You know, I be into true crime, so even though I don't watch it as often like I used to, it still comes into my feed. So one video popped up, and it was about a lady. She was a white lady, and she had her third child, and she was going through postpartum. She has 3 children, just had her third, and she unalived all 3 of her children. And if y'all haven't noticed, this is starting to be a regular thing. Like once a week, we hear something about really bad parenting. This case is different, but after the vent session, I researched, and there was several of them that was recent, that were postpartum, same type of story of unaliving their children, and still within once a week, like I stated previously in the video. So I was going to go ahead and continue with posting, because the sentiment and everything that was stated still stands. Now it's become once a month. We're hearing about postpartum episodes of women unaliving their children. And I'm really getting sick and tired of how the U.S. is set up to where there's no one there for their children during postpartum, and how men dismiss or don't understand about postpartum and actually being there for your significant other when they have the child, at least within the first 4 months. Or have something put in place. I understand sometimes children are a surprise, and it's hard to have something like that in place, but men should be on maternity leave also to be there for their significant other for these type reasons. And I hate how we have normalized I feel like the U.S. has brainwashed everyone to sit up here and think that we all move and think the same. Oh, you're a woman, so you think and move this way. Oh, you're a man, so you move and think this way. Oh, you're a black male, so you're going to do this. Oh, you're a white female, you're going to do this. I understand we have similarities. I get it. There is things that you're going to see consistently sometimes when it comes to a female, when it comes to a male, yada yada yada. It does not mean they're not a totally different individual, doesn't move or have grown up in totally different environments that have molded them to be something totally different. I don't comprehend that crap. So back to being postpartum. Postpartum does not affect everyone the same. So someone may not feel it at all, and someone may feel it, be able to handle it, and continue to keep moving. When postpartum comes about, it feels like you're on your cycle, the mood part, and it's irritating. And when after you have a baby, it feels like that, but it's more intense. So your emotions get to a point where you can't control it. And a lot of people have seemed to go through a mental episode during that period. I saw a comment on a totally separate video about how a woman said that she had a manic episode, didn't have any mental health issues prior, already had a child, and she had a whole mental episode. She basically blacked out, couldn't do breastfeeding, and she had to go whole like different type of regimen for herself so that she could get better and get on medication, because she had bipolar. That's when she got diagnosed with bipolar, after she had a child. Now, I absolutely love children. Children are such a blessing. But when you are pregnant, they do take literally a lot out of you. They take your life out of you. They are a leech. And I'm being logical. Someone else has said it that recently had their baby, and I was like, man, that is so true. They really do take, they are like a leech. Like when you take medication, it doesn't go to you, it immediately goes to the baby, and you don't feel anything. When you eat, you don't get most of that nutritional value. It goes to the baby. That's why when a lot of women have teeth problems and now they're low on calcium or they low on this, it's because the baby took most of all that nutrition, and there's no way to balance it between the mother and the baby. That's just how your body does. And we just downplay any and everything, because some people are okay and some are not. There's no maternity leave. They're just now trying to give maternity leave to everybody and revamp it recently. I know by law maternity leave is 3 months, but not all jobs are implementing this. But like, the damaging has already been happening and is already being done right now. And they sit up here trying to control a woman's womb. That's a whole nother story. But my other reason for the point I want to mention is that children are a huge responsibility. We want to sugarcoat and just mull over about how huge a responsibility a whole human being is and not be blunt about it. A child is a huge responsibility. It's extremely expensive. Back 10 years ago, it was $10K for that first year to take care of a child. The economy, the cost, the food, the diapers especially, has gone up. We might as well go ahead and put another $10K on top of that. Like, a child is very costly. You're already paying the regular bills you have to have for yourself and your family if you already have a family established, or you and your spouse. And now you add a child onto that is gonna need $20K off the rip from all on top of the bills you already pay for. Just think about that. Nobody thinks in depth about the responsibility of what a child really takes to take care of them. Instead, finances are always going to be on top, so a lot of times you don't fully have to be established. I don't know now, because at this point it feels like you have to be established in order to have a baby, because it's too damn risky. But it's hard to try to have your finances completely stable. At least when I was growing up, that could be arguable right there. And you can't be perfect, but you have to have something established, just something, a degree under your belt, a good paying job or something that's more established before a baby comes in. Even if the money's not fully there, if it's coming, you may be straight, but have something. And I feel like people are still not taking it serious when it comes to having children. I thought that, especially our 20-year-olds, I thought we were understanding the huge responsibility it is to have a child. Because there were so many women talking about, I'm not going to have any more children. I'm not going to have any children at all. I just don't feel like I am capable of taking care of a child. And I totally get it, because the responsibility that it takes, a lot of people are being very ignorant to the fact. You think you have a good partner that's going to be there for you and be solid. When the baby comes, they fall apart and life gets real and they don't know what to do and they frailing. And I'm not just talking about men, I'm talking about females too. And I'm not talking about postpartum. That's a totally different story when it comes to being responsible. But we really need to be more aware about postpartum. We need to be more aware about how much responsibility a child takes, and not just be more prepared. We need to have things in place to help new mothers, because there's nothing you can do when it comes to having a baby. You're thrust into parenthood. That child needs you immediately when they come out the womb, and you're going to have to incorporate the child within the schedule with everybody else. And the thing is that you're going to have to wrap everyone else around that baby for the first year, especially the first year, and then gradually be able to coordinate differently. And dads, please understand, when the schedule changes, then the way it was before is because we're catering to the children, or we're catering to the baby, or the baby has grown, so it needs certain changes. I am so shocked at so many dads that don't comprehend that. They can't stand change. Well, it's not me changing it, it's your child. It needs to be changed because they're not this age anymore. So now we need to move accordingly to the age that they are now. We move by maturity. We move by their growth, not by yours. Because obviously there is no growth there, because you sit up here thinking that someone has to cater to you. A lot of men don't even be with women because they're not being catered to, because they're too damn selfish. Leave them alone. And they show you who they are. Gotta let it go. But anywho, I think I got everything off my chest that I wanted to say about the subject. And just like with this lady that I spoke on, I put her on the page on the story that I saw. Just like with the Walmart lady, the black lady that was at Walmart that had a whole manic episode for her postpartum, leaving an infant and 2-year-old home while she had the 4-year-old with only a diaper in the winter, throwing cold peas on the baby's leg. Like, stop thinking that mental health is the same for everybody. Like, when it comes to mental health, there is a different variable. Some may have mental issues at a small scale, and some may have it at a higher scale. Anyone is symptom to mental illness, because things in life changes, and you change, and it could be a different story for anyone that comes symptom to it. It depends on how you mentally carry or take care of things in your life. I don't know how else to break it down. I guess I just have to keep repeating it. Remember, you guys, you're beautifully, wonderfully made. Only you can make that change. I'll see you guys on the next video. It's morning, and I was getting my errands done, child. Going home, about to go floss, brush my teeth, and get my day started. Remember, you guys, you're beautifully, wonderfully made. Only you can make that change. I'll see you guys on the next video. Deuces.